Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is July 30th, 2023. Howard, how is cycling going on?
I'm trying to think. I had 50 miles today, buddy. Old man was 50.
Great job. Let's see how Zoom is doing since you've been using it so much. Ooh. I guess not that great, but in a bull market,
starting to show some bottoming, but yeah, you can't.
Yeah, all boats get lifted in a bull market.
Listen, there's a couple things going on. The EU, randomly, since you brought up Zoom, the EU is going after Microsoft which is a complete monopoly. Zoom's a better product than Microsoft Teams. So, anyways, Zoom shouldn't be on anybody's radar right here. It was a favorite of mine for a long time. Should get to it. I'm gonna walk us through the market.
Yeah. All right. So last week, the Federal Reserve, as expected, raised the interest rates again, 25 basis points to about 5.5%. The market barely blinked. There was a little bit of a sell-off on Thursday. We had like a gap up and then giving up that gap up, which, probably scared a few people out but it was quickly recovered on Friday. Definitely, we're seeing some uptick in volatility in the past couple of weeks, which could be considered normal since it's earnings season. But earnings keep coming strong for the most part. Like we continue to see companies beating estimates. I mean, it could be one of the reasons could be that estimates are typically low on purpose. So that's why we pay more attention to market reaction to earnings. So for example, Microsoft, which has been one of the AI leaders this year, they pulled back after the earnings, still holding above the 50-day, but it should not be a big surprise, even if they have a deeper pullback. Now that more sectors and groups are starting to work, sector rotation is still a big characteristic of the current tape. Last week, for me personally, two groups stood out. One is the semiconductor sector, which, for all intents and purposes, closed at new all-time highs, especially on a monthly, it's new all-time highs. And strong reports from a few companies in the sector. AMAT.
I mean, AMAT's the equipment. Where's
ARCX, the other one, also
equipment. Oh my goodness. Give me a monthly on these. These just no one owns these.
Yeah, I mean, they're high priced, not very sexy as businesses, so most people don't really own them, but they've been doing well. And I mean, the entire sector has been really strong. And typically, when an entire sector moves, and semiconductor companies, stocks tend to be highly correlated. If you're like a shorter term speculator, you can use something like a leverage ETF, like SOXO, like for if your horizon is like a few weeks or a few days, something like this could probably deliver the most bang for your money, because the high correlation anyway in the sector. We are seeing a similar high correlation in Chinese stocks, which was really the group that gained the most last week. I don't know if there is any specific news, but so far this year, any breakout attempt in China hasn't really followed through. But last week felt different. Like there was a big volume breakout on Monday.
We see the weekly,
and then another on Friday. So this is the KY, which is the China internet, kind of represents
it's bottoming,
a bunch of them. But I can show you like the more popular ones, like Baba, kind of look the same. Baidu is a little bit better technically. They report earnings this week, I think Tuesday. Setting up, they kind of look the same. There are a bunch of them, and especially the hot ones were the Chinese EV stocks, all the electric vehicle companies making significant moves, like 50% or more.
I mentioned it at like 12, 13 thing.
So Li, NIO, XPF. And if you look at them since their IPOs, they haven't really made big moves since IPOs because of the time they kind of went public. They couldn't really make big moves. It's the same with the US EV stocks. I mean, look at Rivian. It doubled this year, but it's still down like 80%, 70% from its all-time highs, just because they went public at very high valuation. And
The car's pretty good. Our friends like the car.
everyone says it's actually the best, probably the best.
Look at that
right
look at
now.
that volume. Look at that volume.
It's just kind of expensive. So I guess they're just going for the same type of people who bought Tesla 5, 7, 10 years ago.
The question is, does it take attention away from Tesla? And
I mean, the other day I just looked at the
market's
number
just
of,
expanding, so we'll see.
the number of electric vehicles available in the US that qualify for like the federal 7,500 tax credit. And there's so many, however, there are like 30, 40 companies, like every single company has an offering. So Tesla's definitely getting some competition. I don't know how, if those cars are the same as Tesla. Maybe Tesla is superior quality wise. I haven't really.
Well, the key is, Tesla got away with breaking the rules. The batteries. They're saying they lied about the range. The next group won't get the same. They're saying a lot of the Tesla people, the battery only went 150 miles, but no one cared at the beginning because they loved their Tesla. So,
well, I heard that electric vehicles really, their tires don't last too long. So let's look
I
at
didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, they last
Quickly
like,
look
so
like-
their weight, they last like half, like they usually last 15,000 miles, a lot less. So
What's the weekly on the?
maybe something like Goodyear or something like this, kind of setting up, trying to break out. It could be like a secondary way, indirect play on electric vehicles. If you like slower moving stocks and have a longer horizon, it's something to consider, I think. But obviously monthly hasn't done well, but
Yeah, I mean, the industrial, let me just go through it. So semis, yeah, check. The
okay.
financials are strong, or at least not going down. And you've got the industrials, breaking out too. So you got pretty much everything working.
Especially, yeah.
Everything's kind of working, even the railroads. So I don't know, like it's easy. Like I said, the headlines are going to remain shit. But if you're focused on the headlines, you're missing a bull market, including myself. So if you need to, it's just this giant, new bull market or the end of the bear market, whatever you're going to call it, is just another reminder why, timing the market is better than timing the market. And, for those people that didn't get back in or got scared out, it's tough to get back in up, 40%. But when you got the industrials, financials, and semis working, and a lot of speculative stuff working, it seems like the dips are getting bought. But we'll see. Listen, volume's strong, but in the end, rates continue to creep, and it's hard. Textbook kind of is when rates go up. It's competition for stocks. So, that textbook just has not worked the last year, right? With rates up and stocks up. But, bonds are still in a bear market.
Well, the market is forward looking. I guess the market is saying maybe the Fed is almost done raising.
Yeah, but it goes up when rates are going down and it goes up when rates are going up. So again, I guess, like we talk about here, price is really the arbiter, and prices are going up. And the trade, as we've been talking about for 6-7 months, has just been long. Google closed at yearly highs.
First estimates, new 52-week highs after earnings.
AI was supposed to kill it. The headlines were terrible. I love is buying Google under 100. Other than Apple, it's my biggest position. Yeah. And AI isn't going to kill Google. I don't know what to tell people. It's only going to help Google.
Yeah, and also high interest rates are also helping companies like Google because it just means less competition down the
Yeah, it's just
on the
gonna be
pipe.
less competition. And if you really think about YouTube, of all the social networks, forgetting TikTok for, you know, it's not an American company and not public, YouTube is still the best and biggest and brightest of networks. You know, it spawned Mr. Beast. It's going to spawn 100 Mr. Beasts. And I don't know. I'm just super bullish on Google. Especially with AI and with self-driving. People just trust Google. And Apple's, you know, Apple, what is it? iPhone sales are down like third year in a row. So it's like, I think everybody now knows that iPhone sales are a growth product, yet the stock continues to go up because sales don't have to go up if they have you as a subscriber. And as long as subscriptions, are going up, and Apple Wallet, I don't know. I mean, if you own Apple and Google, I mean, you're almost over diversified. So owning a couple FANGs and then 5 or 6 other industrials. I looked at Boeing, that broke out.
Yeah,
Isn't that supposed to like be bankrupt? From the crashes. I mean, how do you short that? My daughter owns it. She just loves. She just wanted to own this, and she bought it herself. And I don't know. To me, that's like all-time highs, because anybody who wanted out is out. And so industrials look good. What else was I going to say? MRVL is another one that I'm long.
Yeah, it's a semiconductor setting up on multiple time frames. Look at
Yeah.
it, monthly, weekly, and a daily.
So I don't know. There's more long ideas than short ideas. So
Yeah, definitely. That's true. And obviously, we are still in the midst of earnings season, and
you got to take good setups, because the volatility, like you just said, volatility is increasing, rates are high. You can't just chase. You have to have a reason. Like, so for Marvell, I know where my stop is, below 56.
Which one?
Marvell, MRVL.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right. So it's like, I know where my stop is. The other one that I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I mean, they have no competition to Shopify, right? They just launched kind of their version of we'll see what they report earnings, but like,
I think
it's had a good run. I don't love the pattern, but we are in an uptrend.
Wednesday.
Yeah, they report this week, so just keep that in mind.
So yeah, I mean, during earnings season, you can easily see a 20% daily move in your stocks. So don't be complacent if you.
And then on the financial side, Coinbase has held its gains. It doubled, didn't give it all back, right? It's just a general pullback, no volume. Robinhood's held its gains. So speculation is still there. It's not, it was a big move for Robinhood, 50% move, and hasn't given an inch. We'll see. I'm not super bullish, but I'm definitely not bearish. And it's fun. It's August is generally a quiet month. The hedge funds that have had a good year are gone. So I think there'll be some volatility around earnings, which I'm not going to.
There always is around earnings.
Taking some time off this month. What are you going to do?
I already had time off. I spent 2 months.
Yeah.
So no time off for me. I'm working.
All right, everybody. Have a great week. Ivan, have a great week.
All right, you too, Howard. Bye.
Yeah.